We begin all things first by using Nupu. All in all, welcome to Nucracy Radio, uh, radio for the gilding of the mind, for the family of the mind. We're here to mind our mind for the jewels of our souls. Tonight's show is pretty much about Nubian unified nations and us having our own general assembly, like the United Nations. And for those who don't know what the United Nations is, it's pretty much an intergovernmental organization that was established on the 24th of October, 1945, pretty much to promote international cooperation and to replace the League of Nations, which it did in 1945. The organization was created pretty much after the second. Contribution of its own. And tonight we'll be talking about our Nubian unified nations and us having our own general assembly and what is taking so long for this to get done, and why hasn't there been a unification of all these particular black groups and Nubian groups or what have you ever but that's pretty much that's tonight's topic, and we will be doing the same thing. We need people that are looking to advertise their business and get commercials on the show. 30-second slots, 45-second slots, and 60-second slots. Musicians. We need sponsors and advertisers and stuff like that, and so we can make the show more interactive. Have callers calling in, and also actual people out there making moves in the streets. Have become like an actual interactive radio station, and linking up with people that's in the streets, grassroots style. That's actually listening to the show.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we'll come out to your area pretty much or whatever, especially if you're located in Houston, Texas, because that's where we're at right now. I mean, if you want us to fly out to where you're at, I mean, we can we can discuss that. Yeah. But like I was saying, the Nubian Unified Nations, though, is pretty much our own General Assembly and
our own government.
A General Assembly is, I'll pretty much pull that up for them so they can see what it actually is. A General Assembly actually is and what it consists to be one. For pretty much because
we got to give everybody the right knowledge. I understand that. I feel that to the fullest, because we're not going to give you something that is pre-made or artificial or watered down. We're going to give it to you straight, rugged, and raw.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Brother Jamie here with me, by the way. You can find him on Facebook, Jamie Barberson Smith. a General Assembly is pretty important, considered by people, especially of Nubian descent or in their concerns. And I mean, we pretty much need, that going. We already have pretty much our own our own placement within the whole United Nations as far as the indigenous rights are concerned. And we pretty much can, go off of that. We can build off of that. We're creating our own General Assembly and establishing that. And, for the time being, until, the United Nations does what they do, because, does what they do, or does what they does, because they also have an agenda that they must carry out, even though, the United Nations is pretty much, which there are two, most people don't know that. It's more than one, or like you got more than one location.
Right.
And most people don't know that we do have some type of say so or power within, the world's court, and especially the United Nations, or the nations that govern, all the nations that's pretty much involved with
black people.
No, not black people. Just all the nations that are pretty much involved with England and stuff like that.
Overseas. Okay.
Yeah, overseas.
You talking about the United Nations overseas?
Geneva.
In Geneva, yeah. Because we're sitting here, we're reading, and like I said, we're not gonna give you no false knowledge. We're reading, and we're making sure we're giving you the right information. So, that is my bad. We're looking about the United Nations, the African group, and
yeah, it's pretty much 5 regional groups, right, are part of the United Nations.
And we have most of the seats, y'all. We have a lot of the seats.
Well, the African group, you got the Africans, the Asians, the Eastern Europeans,
the Latin Americans,
and the Latin Americans, the Western Caribbean Europeans, states. And that's pretty much it for the 5 particular groups that are sectioned off in the United Nations.
Right.
And the main headquarters is in New York City.
New York City.
Yeah. So we pretty much can have our own General Assembly that's dedicated to us. We don't have to start major right now. We can start small. Just like anything else starts. And there's already people speaking out, especially Chief Nanya with the Achikata Nation. He has a weekly address that he does, with his nation. And like we would like to see, people from different, nations that's established and it's not already established that can, help others that are not established get theirs going. That's already going, and create this one unified, nation or General Assembly of all these nations, and pretty much, solidify what we're doing, and establish and announce to the world who we are, and not just who we are, what we are as a whole. The UN let us know who they are, and all them nations that are a part of it let us know who they are as a whole. And like I said, the United Nations also has an agenda that they must carry out. They are also a corporation. So we must also protect ourselves, and create our own body embodiment, not just a dead corp, but, create our own embodiment and unify ourselves as a body, and start to speak out amongst each other and create our own and intercommunicate with each other and create our own General Assembly. Like I said, and like if you look at the word assembly, like it's like the first word in the assembly line, and things move in automated format. And once we get to doing this, I mean, it's pretty much it's automatic. So the more we speak out and the more we reach out to each other, like there's plenty of groups out there. You got the Nation of Islam, Crips, Bloods, Folks, Peoples, Black Peace Stones,
Moors,
Black Panthers.
We got the Moors, we got the Conscious, we got the RBGs, we got the Goddesses and the Gods, we got the Black Mafia family,
the Nubians,
the
Comedic Science folks, you know what I'm saying, 5%ers, Hebrew Israelites, we got Moors, all these different, people that consider themselves to be a black nation, you know what I'm saying?
Rastafarians.
The Rastafarians. All these, these black groups and entities that consider themselves to be a nation or what have you not, pretty much in ones that are established, like for example I said earlier with the chief that has his has his own weekly address right. Already the Secure Party indigenous flesh and blood bleeding Chief Maku Nanya Shabu El is pretty much like I said, has an established Secure Party nation already. And we can pretty much copy the same template and do the same and establish all these nations as Secure Party nations. And each one of these each one of us as nationalists of our own nations, and have these other folks that have these unestablished nations pretty much, have people copy the same template and start, having folks, become secure parties under their nation and actually sovereign beings. And this pretty much will handle a lot of the stuff that's going on as far as who and what we are, and pretty much like squash all of what's going on with the 13th Amendment. You know what I mean? Because once folks learn that they're not citizens of the United States of America, that they consider to be a country, it's pretty much a corporation. Right. We can start making moves, and like I said, create our own embodiments, and then unify these embodiments into one embodiment, or simply said, create different corporations of our own, and create this one big corporation, and have a general assembly, and have resolutions and statutes and code, policies or whatever have you not set up for it, and pretty much start unifying as a whole, and create our own, our own amendments or whatever have you not, because like we already know that that they threw out the Constitution as far as the corporation go, and the Corporation of America pretty much don't recognize the Constitution no longer. So it's pretty much like it's all based off of commercial laws. Everything is based off of the commercial aspect of the law, and most people don't realize that all crimes are commercial. And like I said, once people wake up to the fact that, especially black folks wake up to the fact that they're not citizens of America right. And that they're just chattel and property of the corporation, and then we start establishing our own, like I said, into one embodiment.
And we're sitting here, we're reading the 13th Amendment, y'all. Like I said, we're not gonna give y'all nothing that we're not gonna use ourselves. So like I said, and all 13 amendments look like corporate law. The right of veto of the president and the vice president of the republic to be abolished. We're getting it right, and we got the electoral vote. The people.
What is this for?
It's the 13 amendments. The first